So in yesterday's video, I clickbaited the hell out of everybody. This is really technically the first time that I've actually done clickbaiting, and that took my subscriber count like way down because a lot of people were offended by it. If you don't get my sense of humor, please keep unsubscribing. I'm okay with that. I just love it when I do stuff that just pisses the trolls off so bad that they unsubscribe. But unfortunately, I know they're still here watching. They will just unsubscribe and then they will come in and they will lurk because they're a bunch of lurkers. Okay, I guess we're going to start this video about... Yeah, what are we going to talk about, Tim? I'm going to tell you what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the monumental task that it takes to get ready for a job that we are going to be undertaking. The equipment has to be right. Everything has to be right. And it's very different with a season that would be, say, 3,000 acres or 5,000 acres with one baler versus a season that we're looking at somewhere around 25,000 acres with 4 balers or possibly 5. So when you see these videos and we're doing all this stuff and the money is getting spent and people are just like, oh my God, that baler, all I ever see is you working on that baler. You're just working on that VFS. You're working on the baler. Well, there's a lot of stuff that I don't need to be doing that I am doing to this baler. It's very simple. The balers need to be right. They need to be 100%. They can't be 75%. They can't be 50%. They can't be 65%. They have to be 100%. And that is everything from the tires to the pickup tines, and everything in between, from the oil in the crankcase of the and yes, it is a crankcase. There's your crank arms, your crankcase, or your plunger gearbox, if you want to call it that. You have to inspect stuff. So under inspection, I have found a lot of little things that have annoyed the hell out of me. Just tiny little things like right here. I'll show this right next to Tim's leg. There's bushings that go in for these wheels or these tires, and what was happening is the bushings were bad. They are on the automatic grease gun, believe it or not, but the bushings were bad, and the tire was actually starting to scrape the steel, so I even replaced those. Pickup tines, I even had Joseph replace the roller wind guard, the bearings in the roller wind guard. So they're good. That all has to work, because if the roller wind guard doesn't work, it's going to plow. So if you're a farmer that has one of these balers and you're only baling somewhere around, I guess the average that Gerald was telling me is the average is like 5,500 bales a year through one of these big balers. And he said on the high side, you're going to see somewhere around 7,000. The new baler that I bought in 2018 for the 2019 season, I put almost 19,000 bales on that one, and this one here had almost 17,000 bales on it since, just in the 2019 season. This coming year, they will probably be running 20,000 bales a piece through them, if not more. I figure 25,000 bales a piece through them. Now, I know there's been people that have observed the work that we've done to them, and the one thing that actually keeps coming up is in the VFS. Why is it that you're always in the VFS? Well, to be quite honest with you, we're not really always in the VFS. You just have to be very vigilant about what goes on in the VFS. That is your stuffer system. In my honest opinion, the VFS is probably the most efficient way of stuffing slices of hay into, or flakes of hay up into the bale chamber. But with that, there's a lot of moving parts in there. And where Krone does away with moving parts, like in the pickup, there's no cams in the pickup, and there's just a lot less moving parts in this area. Unfortunately, they have it in the VFS, and they're bigger and they're heavier and they cost a lot of money to do. When this thing is 100%, you shouldn't even have 100% functional, like brand new, ready to rock and roll from new in straw. You should be able to do between 20 and 25,000 bales of material before you really have to bother with those. Now, if you get into hay is a little more tougher, product. It's going to wear a lot more on your VFS because it's a lot less forgiving than, say, straw. Corn fodder, oh my God, you might as well accelerate the wear rate in that VFS right down to 10,000 bales. Cut it in half or less, and that's what you're going to have. So what I'm looking at coming up for 2020 is somewhere between 20 and 30,000 acres of material, including my own. So we're gonna get two more of these balers. I'm probably gonna buy two brand new ones, two brand new balers, two used tractors, and a stack wagon. The problem I'm having with the stack wagon is the company that I bought the stack wagon from last year is not building stack wagons until August, and that's just going to stink. So I'm looking for a mill stack, pull type stack wagon, because I know how to run the stack wagon that we have. Timothy knows how to run the stack wagon that we have, but a mill stack is a lot more easier, more simple, more easier to run than what I've got. So I know that there's people that are just thinking that Krones are junk and because of all the time that I've spent in them. Well, I'm here to tell you, I'm spending the time, probably a lot of unnecessary stuff like this here. I don't need to change those. I'm going to change them because they're worn pretty well off because of the corn fodder and 43,000 bales, Everything will be, I'm even going to change the hydraulic oil in the pressure system of this baler because I just think that it needs to be done. So that's the deal. That is the deal. As far as I'm concerned, this baler with 43,000 bales has had very little work done to it. This is the most major job that I've ever done to it, and it will cost me in parts. Right now we're looking at $13,000 in parts to have been done to it by me. If I took this to a dealer, you're going to be looking at $35,000 worth of work to be done to it, and I just find that to be silly, and I'm replacing a lot of things that they wouldn't replace just because. So I guess in fear of becoming redundant, I'm going to shut this off here and get to work.
Jeff in rural Minnesota, you mentioned that you have two moldboard plows that you no longer use. Have you thought about selling them along with any other no longer used pieces of machinery and use that money towards something more needed for the farm? No, because every once in a great while, you need a moldboard plow. One I bought cheap as dirt. The other one I paid okay money for it way back when moldboard plows were really kind of used a lot, but not anymore. So the answer to that is probably not. Jim On, he said this 23 hours ago. Honest, Wes, using clickbait, it seems strange coming from someone who is such a straight shooter. Okay, you're right. I really only did that to see what it would do, whether it would tickle the fantasy that I got hurt and cause people to click, in which it did. Pissed off the trolls, which I just really wasn't looking to do that. I just wanted to see for myself whether there was a lot of subscribers that wanted to see if I got hurt or were concerned or whatever. In reality, the only thing it did was piss off the trolls and got a bunch of people to unsubscribe from my channel, which, you know what? They weren't interested in the channel anyway if they unsubscribed. Here's one I found to be kind of strange. Zap Brennigan. I commend you, Mr. Lonely, for trying to reinvent yourself, ... However, the amount of niceness in your recent videos can get too sickly sweet. Here are some observations from channels I watch. Perhaps you can take some ideas for yourself. I'm not taking ideas, but I will read them because I think you're kind of funny. But Zach, meaning Millennial Farmer, he has personality plus cute kids plus dogs. Okay. Welker, personality, filmmaking skills, and big toys. Praise the Lord. Brian, personality, filmmaking skills. Meredith, the MILF. Not a good thing to say about her, but, you know. Personality, sex appeal, cute kids, dogs, and cows. Sandy, personality, lots of cute lambs. I don't know that one. Cornstar, personality, cute ladies, filmmaking skills, praise the Lord. Let's Dig, personality, big toys, cool projects. Andrew Camarata, personality, cool projects, and dogs. It's clear you need an engaging personality to survive. This is your strength. You are a natural in front of the camera, I guess. So keep talking and engaging the audience. Also, look to get some cute pets since viewers love looking at puppies, pussycats, and baby animals. You could also work the religion angle and carry a Bible in your hand and talk like a preacher man. This works for the Welkers, and also Tractor Time with Tim. Well, I guess I could put up a Bible as target practice and let fly a few rounds. I guess I could kick a couple of cats and shoot a couple of dogs, use them for shark bait as I go fishing off of my sailboat when I decide to buy one. That's about the most you're going to get out of that. That W, he gets it. You did the clickbait. Blech. You did the clickbait thing on purpose, didn't you? Question mark. Just to see what kind of replies you would get. LOL. Thank you. Yes, that's exactly right. Okay, so I did actually get a few from the same guy, a couple of negative comments. One, he resorted to calling me names Wesley Pandy the Pansy. You know, if you're going to call me names, at least become more original. I've heard that since kindergarten, and, I'm sure you could do better than what a 5-year-old could do. And then we moved down a little bit. He says, I used to enjoy watching your videos. Been watching since the 4960 burned. Anymore, the videos are dull and boring, and you are just an asshole. You're still here, so who's the asshole? So what's going to happen, Tim Hagman, with the trees that I cut down? Are you planning on burning them or get someone to chip them? No. What we are going to do is the hunting club that hunts on the property is actually going to come and get the bigger stuff. And then the branches, we're just going to push them into that 4-foot area. And into that 4-foot or 8-foot wide strip. And then when they break, I'm going to spray 2,4-D on them to keep the weeds down and just let grass grow up through them. And then eventually, within a couple of years, they'll break down enough that you just chop them up with a brush hog and they'll go away. So that's what's going to happen. And Mr. Will, I think, agrees with this. And I don't know if he's got a widow's peak or not. Somebody asked me if he had a widow's peak, but he's just 19 months old. Leave the poor little boy alone. Right? Oh, these are so much fun. So, B. Harmon, just another effing clickbaiter. He is an arrogant, condescending, self-centered, narcissistic know-it-all blowhard. He needs to be boycotted now. Please boycott me, B. Harmon. I would just love it if you did. Okay, so FCH, hey King, I've been watching your videos for a while now, and you are constantly balls deep in that VFS system on the Krone balers. Also finally got to see what the Tucker Arms design set of rollers were actually for making sense. Be interested to see how they actually work. It's weird that the Krone would send a weld-on piece for the cam instead of a whole new cam. Seems kind of chintzy in my honest opinion. Well, I wouldn't call it chintzy. I just call it the cheaper option, and if you know how to weld, the weld will be stronger than the steel you're welding on. So I had Cody weld it. I could have welded it, but I had Cody weld it because he went to school to do that. So he is more than qualified to do those things. And yeah, so I hope you've all enjoyed this this Sunday's edition of Reading Comments with OLF, plus the little tidbits that are in the middle. Anyways, thanks. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm not sure what I'm doing today, but I'm pretty sure tomorrow you're going to see it. So thanks again. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and enjoy. No more clickbaiting. The experiment worked, and I understand a little bit of what goes on. So thank you.